Hey guys, Tim and Kyle here with Dad Smoking Cigars.
We really hope you enjoy this newest episode of Fresh Review Friday.
So sit back, grab a cigar, and enjoy. Hey everybody, we are back at it with another Fresh Review Friday. He's Kyle, I'm Tim, we are the Dad Smoking Cigars. Thank you for watching our channel here on YouTube, as well as listening on all of our various platforms where you can find our tongue twister outtakes.
Yes, we definitely excel in the outtakes. I think it's become somewhat of an art form, and that's also largely to do with Tim's editing. But that's not why we're here. We are here to review, obviously, a cigar that has become, from a brand that is extremely close to our hearts, and it's also right behind us on the wall. And we're talking about Casa Cuevas, of course, one of our favorite brands. And honestly, I think it's become my favorite brand overall as time has gone on, and I've tried more and more of what they have to offer. And today, Tim, which cigar are we reviewing?
So we've wanted to review some from their new line. They've put out the La Mandaria, which is named based off of what happened to them back at the beginning of 2019 when their entire factory and warehouse was basically wiped clean.
Yes.
By a sledgehammer. La Mandaria is Spanish for sledgehammer. And then they've also put out their new Reserva line, which has the new band. When we did our cigar sit down with Brandon Wells, aka Cigar Mechanic, he explained the banding and how there are 5 stars on it, 5 stars on it for the 5 generations of the Cuevas family that have been involved in it. So this one is part of the Reserva line. It is the Casa Cuevas Reserva Connecticut or Natural. Let's check it out.
Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of Fresh Review Friday.
Yes.
We are back again with another review, and as we said in the opening, we are reviewing the Casa Cuevas Reserva Connecticut. Now, the Reserva line itself was actually started being developed about a decade ago, but they shelved it because the Cuevas family was focusing on doing cigars for other brands.
Which they still
do. But then they decided X amount of years ago they really wanted to make their mark in the industry, and so they decided to develop their own line of cigars, which we are extremely happy they did because they are fantastic.
Phenomenal.
And absolutely excited to get into this one. Now, I actually have tried this one. Tim's going in blind with this one.
I'm blind.
So I got
Stogie.
I got a little bit spoiled because of our good friend Christine, Smoky Affairs. She handed me one when we were hanging out once, and sadly Tim was not there. So
no, I was not.
But going in real quick into the makeup of the cigar. The cigar is actually obviously Ecuadorian Connecticut wrapper with a Habano binder, which that we don't actually know what the undisclosed origin is, how it was listed on Half Wheel, and it has Nicaraguan, Dominican, and U.S. fillers, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure those are the 3 ones that they have in there. I'm going to have to do some fact checking later. But in any case, I've tried it. It's fantastic, and I'm pretty sure you're going to like it a lot, Tim. So
I don't know. Their original Connecticut's pretty phenomenal, so we'll have to see.
Open your mind. Why don't we go ahead and get started with the cut and the light, and we will get into it.
As you guys know, every single time we say it, Lotus Vertigo cigar accessories are exclusive accessories. I can't talk on this one. The exclusive accessory of Dad Smoking Cigars. So this is the Lotus Deep V Jaws serrated blade, and absolutely love it.
I think I'm actually going to punch mine. I don't know what it ever did to me, but I'm going to punch it.
Better it than me.
Oh, you know. There's always time for that.
Such a pretty cut.
Yes. It's party. All right, dry draw notes. Some good sweetness right off of there. Really good sweetness. The usual
like
kind
of
of
honey.
A little bit of a honey, and also that dried fruit they usually get right off the dry draw, but it's got a nice sweetness right off of the bat.
And it's got that buttery graham cracker to it.
All right.
I'm not wasting any more time.
No, let's toast that graham cracker.
Toast the foot gently.
Gently. It's terrible, isn't it?
I won't smoke it again. I'm sorry.
Oh.
I won't not smoke it again.
There you go. Clarification.
There we go. Really good. A little bit more from my memory compared to their original line, Connecticut. This one's got a little bit more of a subtle spice.
Yeah.
At the beginning. And the original Connecticut does have some good bodied notes full of flavor.
Yes.
But in terms of this one, definitely picking up some of the very, very mild woods, but it's still got the buttery creaminess with a little bit of spice to it.
Give that a retro hail. Tell me what you think.
Yeah.
Because Tim and I have said it before, when it comes to Connecticut's, they can be extremely hit and miss.
Oh, absolutely.
Some of them are a little bit too sweet. Some of them are a little bit too dry and bland.
And some of them use what's atypical or non-traditional, and will use Ligero in their Connecticut's because they want to get a little bit more of a spice out of it and a punch.
A little bit more of a body to it, yeah.
And that's happened quite a bit lately with a lot of Connecticut's coming out, people wanting to go the non-traditional route. And hey, more power to them. But this one is definitely really good with the flavor notes.
Oh yeah.
Everything about it. I'm sorry. Am I enjoying it too much?
No, well, what are you gonna do? I mean, the cigar takes you where it wants you to go for the most part, and Casa Cuevas is definitely one of those brands that will do just that.
Yes.
And they have done it once again right off the bat, and having had it before, I know the rest of the experience is going to be fantastic, and I think I can speak for Tim when he's going to enjoy it just as much as I did.
Jury's still out enjoying this cigar. So we've cut, we've lit. We will be back with you guys in just a second with our first third thoughts. All right, guys, welcome back. We are at the end of the first third with this Casa Cuevas Reserva Natural, and I will give a little caveat. Most of you probably did not hear me too well in the beginning, as well as the cut and light, because, and you won't hear me now because Kyle's doing, Charlie Brown. But we had a technical issue, which for my OCD really, really, really sucks.
His eye just barely stopped twitching.
But yeah, I was convulsing on the floor for a minute. But I've gotten over it. We'll move on, and we still have the last, 2/3 of the cigar and the first third review to talk about. Yes. So that's where we are. The burn on this is doing phenomenal, guys. I mean, it is just nice and straight. You can see the ash hold's doing well. I'm not going to tap it and risk breaking it, but
yeah, normally Tim and I don't care much about ash hold. It's something we've been kind of messing with a little bit more lately, just because we've been smoking some really great cigars, and we just want to see, as a testament to the construction and everything, how long it holds out. And I think we usually get through the first third, maybe a little bit beyond, before it decides to
hold on. Please stand by. We've got some technical difficulties.
Well, apparently
Kyle evidently had the same technical issue that I did, so you heard both of us from his mic, you heard both of us from my mic, and now you should have us in stereo. Stereo.
Oh my gosh.
So continue as you were in full stereo now with your thoughts.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Okay, good. I lost my train of thought now, but no, okay.
The train left that station.
The train is gone. But no, just normally Tim and I don't mess with the ash hole just because it's not that like it necessarily takes away from the experience, but it's one of those things where you have to concentrate on making sure it doesn't fall off. And now it's kind of fun to just play around with, and I think the last couple of Casa Cuevas cigars we've smoked, we just let go as far as we could. Though I don't think that we could ever get as far as a certain gentleman over at 5 Star Tobacco when we went to the
the cut and light there, yes.
The cut and light there. A certain gentleman by the name of I think his name was Rafi, or
Rafi or Rafa, one of the two.
Yeah, one of the two. That guy took it all the way down past the band.
Yes.
And he was a pro, and I think he won a little prize after that.
He definitely had a prize for that one.
Yeah, so
flavor notes in this, without drawing out the first third too long, no pun intended. Stupid dad joke. I'm picking up a lot of the same notes that I got on the light.
Mm-hmm.
There's a little more pepper that's coming through once
it's
you
a
get
very
to the end
subtle
of the first
pepper.
third.
I'm actually getting more of I'm getting more of like just a baking spice as opposed to pepper, almost like kind of a slight nutmeg.
I was gonna go cinnamon.
Cinnamon or nutmeg on there. It's like just kind of one of those aromatic spices. Mm-hmm. Definitely still getting a little bit of that graham cracker, toasted graham cracker.
And there's a good creaminess to it, and that's of the original line Connecticut that Casa Cuevas puts out. That is probably my favorite flavor note of the cigar, is that creaminess, that good buttery cracker. I love the combination of all of those.
And I believe that is our favorite Connecticut to begin with.
Yes,
so,
that is my favorite Connecticut.
Yes, it's definitely mine too.
And so this is really, really good. I would venture to say, though, that with the Reserva, the construction on this one holds a little more tightly. I won't say better, but it's a little more tightly in the way that it's constructed.
Yes, I would agree with that.
And the Connecticut holds very well also. But with this one, there are multiple pictures. If you look up on Instagram, look up Casa Cuevas, you can see multiple people that have been trying these out, and you'll see that they've got long ash. You'll see different things, and it's just fantastic. So those are our flavor notes. Those are our thoughts in the first third.
Yep.
We're going to jump into the second third, and we'll be back with you guys in just a second. All right, guys, welcome to this week's edition of Roll Call.
New subscriber roll call. We want to say a special thank you to all of our new subscribers.
Absolutely, we hit the 200 mark.
Yes, and we're so happy and we're so grateful that you guys have decided to follow us on our journey in reviewing cigars and having guests on the show and all the fun stuff we get up to here at Dad Smoking Cigars. So we wanted to say a special shout out to the new subscribers for this week.
Yes.
And those new subscribers are Barry Alberts, and let's see here. Barry Alberts, thank you for subscribing. Mr. Ramirez, and did I miss anyone? And Band Ebrew Reviews. Thank you guys so much for subscribing to our YouTube. We appreciate every single one of you. No matter how many of you subscribe in a given week, we're just grateful that you guys are jumping on board with us, and we hope you enjoy the content. So thank you again for subscribing to our YouTube.
Yes.
And we will have lots of new content coming your way in the weeks to come, so be sure to stay tuned for that.
Exactly. And now, back to the show.
All right, everybody, we are back, finishing up the second third, about to start the final third, and man, it's just as good as I remembered it when I first tried it.
It's good as I remembered it the entire time this time.
Oh,
you're welcome.
No, I'm not actually. I'm not welcome at all. I'm never welcome. Anyways, so no, this is it's definitely a transition a little bit. I'm getting a little bit more bold flavors. It's become a bit stronger coming to the end of the second third.
It's a good solid medium.
Good solid medium at this point, which I love the way Casa Cuevas blends their cigars to give you a varied experience throughout. Because I don't think of all the ones that I've tried, and I think you and I have tried just about all of them, I think. Whether it is the limited edition ones or the regular line that is out there for everybody to buy.
We have tried every single one of them.
Yeah,
from the Connecticut to the Habano to the Maduro to the La Mandaria to the Reserva Maduro to this one, the Reserva Natural.
And even the limited edition
Flaco,
which is fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
I think that one's actually my favorite because it's still a Habano cigar. and that is my favorite out of all the
their Habano
Casa
is
Cuevas
amazing.
has to offer. It's the best Habano I've ever had.
And there's a review on our channel if you are interested. If you're watching on YouTube, you can click in the upper right corner and watch the the Habano Classico Prensado review that was done a few months ago. Check that out. And if you're listening on any of our podcast platforms, feel free to look us up, youtube.com/dadsmokingcigars, and check out that review.
Yes, please. But it's definitely a complex Connecticut, and I've gotten a little bit of pepper towards the end. I had to relight once for whatever reason. The draw was just not keeping up, and so I just had to relight it once. But that is the only complication I've had with it, and it didn't mess with the flavor at all. In fact, it brought out a little bit more flavor. Now that I think about it, again, pepper, a little bit of that spice, still got that nice toasty flavor, kind of buttery and creamy.
It does. It's like a toasted cracker now.
It is
almost like a
kind of reminds me a little bit of a club cracker. It's got slight saltiness to it, but also that very subtle sweetness.
And almost a little, and maybe it's me, but almost a little like a wheat cracker, like a little bit of an earthy graininess to it for me.
A little bit. I think I'm getting a little bit of what you're talking about, but it's suffice to say, it's quite good.
It's very good.
Yeah. I had a little bit of trouble getting the band off, but honestly, that's neither here nor there.
No,
but
it happens.
And
I've been able to slide mine up. In fact, I'm just going to slide it off right now.
Yeah, Tim and I let the ash go as long as we possibly could, but decided to just tap it off because it was going and going and going, but we were just like, you know what, get rid of it. Don't.
You guys are probably going to laugh at this. If you've ever tried to take off a band and slide it through and you just shove your thumb and bloop, and you launch your cigar stick. I've fortunately never done that yet, but every time I slide off a band...
Did you just say cigar stick?
Did I say cigar stick?
You said cigar stick.
Well,
and when you edit this, you're going to have to throw in a little segment there where it's like, yeah, right in there says cigar stick to prove that I was right.
Crap.
You're going to do
take the band off of your cigar and you go and slide it down and you use a little bit of pressure to get the band off and you hope you don't launch your cigar into the air like a torpedo.
Yep. Don't turn your cigar into a little mini rocket.
No, not ideal.
You'll be starting a whole other fire somewhere else.
And then crying.
Yes, exactly.
Especially with this one. And I just picked up a little bit, and it's because of the binder, it's a Habano binder. I believe is what you had
yes,
said,
a Habano binder,
which is undisclosed.
Undisclosed, which kind of adds to the fun.
I got a little bit of what I love from their Habano is a little bit, and maybe that's where I was leaning towards some of that graininess, but it's transitioned to a little bit of a caramelly, savory note to it.
Okay.
And we will include a link down below, whether you're watching on YouTube or listening on our podcast, a link down below where you can purchase these from. They are available here in California in a limited number of cigar shops and lounges. And Cigars Daily does have the entire Casa Cuevas line.
Yes, the original line
so,
they do have in there.
That's the link we're going to put in here is to Cigars Daily. We've said it before. I mean, Tim over there is a great guy. Great customer service, takes care of everybody.
And lightning fast shipping.
Yes, we're doing their shtick now.
Yes, they will get your cigars to you quick. You don't have to worry about them being in bad shape when you get them.
Nope.
Anytime we've ordered from them.
And they ship with Boveda packs.
Exactly. So you can expect your cigars to be in great shape when you get them, and you don't have to worry about them being dried out or nasty. So
and it is doing well, guys. The burn is still doing really well. I haven't had to touch it up or do anything with mine, fortunately. So that is where we are at the end of the second third. We will come back to you with our final thoughts at the end of the final third of this Casa Cuevas Reserva Natural Connecticut. Be right back. All right, guys, we are just about done with the final third, and it has stayed as more of like a good medium in terms of
definitely towards the end.
Body for me.
Absolutely.
Flavor profile is very robust still. And I'm picking up a lot more of the original line Habano notes for me still. Getting a lot of the savory notes, a lot of those.
A little bit of saltiness.
There's still some saltiness and that savory, salty.
Definitely getting that
some
right
sweetness
now.
like a salted caramel actually is kind of what I'm getting from the Habano, which I really enjoy.
Oh, yeah.
But for this, I mean, it's a good, well-rounded cigar with the flavors. It's a good, when we had Brandon on, and he said, you can have a Casa Cuevas Connecticut, and he's talking about the original line, obviously. He says, you can have a Connecticut, and it's a good graduation cigar. You can go to a big boy cigar. This one, if you're strictly a Connecticut cigar smoker, a mild-bodied cigar smoker, the original Connecticut is great to graduate. This would be one that if you wanted to continue that graduation,
Yeah.
would be perfect for that, because you can get from the mild plus at the beginning with a little bit of the spicy pepper,
Right.
and go all the way up through a good solid medium bodied and good medium strength cigar. And this is a perfect cigar to do that with.
And then when you get to the halfway point, I think distinctly at the halfway point was when the transition occurred.
Yes, and it was a pretty significant transition.
It wasn't in any way subtle.
No.
And it just jumped right into that medium profile, which was really good, getting some of that pepper, some of that spice, a little bit more earthy. I think I might actually even detect a little bit of leather in there, at least right now. Was where I'm at. I'm getting a little bit of that leather along with kind of the salty, savory flavor. The butteriness and kind of the graham cracker flavor has disappeared, I believe.
It's fallen off.
Yeah, it's definitely fallen off. But
and you definitely get some much stronger pepper in the retrohale. But it's interesting because you pick up some of the savory sweetness of it with all of the good solid medium flavor notes.
This is your graduation cigar,
and the
Absolutely.
burn is phenomenal on mine.
I just had to touch it up, but then again I'm down like almost to the nub, but I wanted to kind of even it out so that way it burned nice and even all the way down. But yeah, definitely an enjoyable cigar. Casa Cuevas does it again. I can accurately say, and I tell people this all the time when I'm suggesting that they more than suggesting, really encouraging people to smoke Casa Cuevas because they're fantastic. You must. It is a fantastic brand, and there has never been a single Casa Cuevas that I have had that has ever been an unpleasant or bad experience. But that's just what Casa Cuevas does with their various blends, and they're all good, and this is no exception.
Exactly. So those are our thoughts on the Casa Cuevas Reserva Connecticut Natural. I mean, we could go on and on about Casa Cuevas. We love this line. We've got huge passion for them,
great
for the family.
Great brand.
Yes, exactly.
Wonderful people.
So again, down below in the description, whether you're watching or listening, will be the link to Cigars Daily to go ahead and pick up yourself some of these and pick up really the entire Casa Cuevas line if you'd like to and try them out, because we know that you will be pleasantly surprised by a boutique line that is doing everything right, guys.
Oh yeah.
And they could have easily been knocked out of the game completely when they had the break-in at the beginning of this year.
Oh,
no, forget it. But they were so smart in the way that they had backstock and inventory and stuff ready to go down the Dominican Republic, and stayed alive and came back fighting.
Oh yeah, they came back even stronger. Their brand, I don't think, Casa Cuevas is not going anywhere.
No,
they're taking the cigar industry by storm, in my opinion. And you really should go out and support them and pick up their cigars. I mean, we're just a couple of dudes who found a brand that we love thanks to some people who introduced us.
Yes.
And we couldn't be happier. And we will continue to smoke them. They will always be a part of our rotation. And we really hope that you'll make it a part of yours as well.
Yep. So we're going to end it there, guys. One last comment for you. You might see a new hat that I'm wearing and a little logo that is up here for the Dad Smoking Cigars Nation. It is a private community on Facebook. And if you would like to join the Dad Smoking Cigars Nation, please send us a DM through our Facebook page, facebook.com/dadsmokingcigars, and we will make sure that we friend you and get you invited to that. The community is growing. In just a couple weeks, we are just shy of 150 members in that nation group, and it's a great collaboration of people that smoke multiple cigars a day, people that infrequently smoke cigars, and just people that enjoy these.
Absolutely.
So we'd love to have you be part of it.
And then the wonderful thing is you get to be introduced to brands maybe you've never heard of, get to enjoy great conversation and just a great community. And we're so excited about how much it's growing. It's something we've had in mind for a very long time.
Yep.
And it's coming to fruition and it's growing. So please be a part of that community with us.
Exactly. So we're going to go ahead and wrap it up there, guys. For Dad Smoking Cigars, he's Kyle. I'm Tim. This has been the Casa Cuevas Reserva Natural, Connecticut. As always, we'll see ya.
Hey guys, thank you again for tuning into Dad Smoking Cigars. We really hope you enjoyed this episode.
Don't forget to check out dadsmokingcigars.com. Follow us on Instagram at dads_smoking_cigars, and follow at Pacific Cigar Show. We'll see ya.